Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Lorraine and welcome to my channel, Steps to Wellness. Now just before I dive in there and pull your cards for today, I'd just like to say I am an experienced and professional, holistic and spiritual counsellor and mentor, and I offer 100% money back guarantee for image readings, tarot readings, also the programs, as well as spiritual and holistic counselling, mentorship, plus advice to help you with union with self and union with your person. And I also offer astrology birth charts. Just check out the details in the description box below this video for more information. So let's dive in there and let's see what messages the cards have for you, for both you and your person's love journey thus far. And let's see what messages the cards have for you about your person. Alright, so let's do this. Let's go. Okay. Alright. So you were coming in with Pluto. You're coming in with Death card here. Alright, Cancer. Okay, so like I said, the Death card is associated to Scorpio. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. Okay, guys, and Scorpio is actually in your 5th house. Here in your 5th house is about pleasure, creativity, it's about passion. Alright, guys, happiness, inner happiness here. And your 5th house is actually ruled by the Sun. Here, guys. Okay. I will talk more to that. Okay, so now you are coming in with the Emperor card. This could very well be your person here, of course. So you're coming in with Aries. Aries is ruled by Mars. Alright, guys. Now, Aries is actually in your 10th house here. And your 10th house is about reputation, it's about career, profession, how you've been seen. Here, guys, social status, the 10th house. And the 10th house for you, yes, is actually ruled by Saturn. Here, guys. Okay. Alright, so let's dive deep and let's see what's going on. See, this is what's going on now. This is what's happening now when it comes to both you and your person. Because in terms of both cards, they can represent both you and your person. However, let me break it down here, guys. With both these cards coming out, it comes in as what your person and even yourself, it's about what you want now. Coming in with death and transformations here, guys. Yeah, especially in terms of happiness, it comes in as going for it, in the sense, realizing what you want here. Or a better way of saying it here, guys, is you've always known what made you happy, but you may have only seen it as a dream. This is both you and your person, you know, the big dream, the big idea. But in order to take the steps to go towards that big dream may have proven to be a little bit impossible in a sense here, guys. Yeah. Because in your way, in your person's way of thinking here, guys, it's just a dream. You know, it's impossible. I don't know if I could do that here. But it's like saying dreams can come true in a sense here. Yes, of course, this could have to do with social standing, social status here, guys. It can have to do with work and career, a chosen path here, when you're coming in with the Emperor guy here. Okay. See, with the Emperor card coming in, it can be seen as a rebirth. It can be seen as the opportunity is now, the opportunity to build here. Of course, it can come in as relationships here as well. All right, guys, especially if you're coming in with Pluto being in your 5th house here. Okay, Scorpio, I should say here in your reading, because Scorpio also talks about intense emotions, intense relationships here. So it's very much a masculine energy happening here. Okay, right, guys. See, once again, it is coming in as, well, I know what I want. It can also talk about, I know who I want here. Yeah. In terms of that dream here, guys, it can come in as what both you and your person may have seen as the ideal person. Hence why it may have only just been a dream here, because it could, and why it may have even proven to be impossible to have a person that has everything that you desire and want here, what you see as the perfect partner. Okay, here in your reading, it would have came about here, guys, that light bulb moment, I should say, is by, yeah, like I said, it would have come about because for both you and your person, you've been in relationships here. So what it can also talk about there in your reading in terms of the Death card, it can talk about in terms of relationships. So you've been in relationships, and it can come in as, so why did you go out with that person? What was it about that person that you liked? What was it about that person that you didn't like here? In terms of, they do say behind the veil, yeah? What was behind it here? What was underneath all of that when it came to the person? And so what I mean there, guys, is that, let's say you liked redheads. I just want to say, and I've got nothing against redheads here, you liked redheads, and so you met a redhead here. Okay, I hope that's okay. All right, guys, but only to realize, okay, yeah, I do like redheads, but I'm not too sure if about a person's foundation here. Yeah, the way in which they were raised. See, a lot came in with the Death card. A lot came in with the Death card, because it's like you're finalizing here in a sense. I think that's okay to say that what you want here, guys. Maybe redhead may not have been the right way of saying it here, guys. You could instead of that, we could say, so you liked someone who was an athlete here. Yeah. And so you may have gone out with an athlete. See, we're talking about these relationships here in your reading, but there were certain things that didn't quite align with yourself here. See, in terms of finalizing here. So maybe what both you and your person are realizing here is that, oh, actually I like someone who takes care of themselves. I like someone who's quite healthy here. Let's say I just want to bring in a couple of scenarios here. Let's say you like someone who cooked here, guys. Yep. And so you went out with someone who could cook here. And so from that experience, you see, coming in with the Death card here, it would be about, okay, so I like someone who knows how to cook. Yeah. Okay, maybe a good veggie soup here, guys. Yeah. Because then you're coming in with nutrition, health and nutrition here. Yeah. And then you may have gone out with someone who works, who actually has a job, who is quite solid, has a foundation here. I need to realize, oh, well, I would like someone who does work here, yeah, who is able to provide for themselves, in a sense, who is independent here. See, that's what the Death card could be talking about here, especially coming in with your 5th house here, guys. So what is it that you like? See, that death card it's quite intense, of course, but it's really about here in your reading, what is it that you like in a person? Or what were the positive attributes here, yeah, that you've come to know about people here and relationships here in your reading. And so coming in with the Emperor card, see, the Emperor card is about someone who can build. Here, guys, you're talking about an entrepreneur, you're talking about a business owner here. Okay, guys, someone who can build from nothing here, that has that drive and that determination. And so coming in with Aries here, here, and Aries being in your 10th house here, guys. See, this person, your person is quite dynamic and could also be quite charismatic here. Okay, definitely magnetic here, guys, but there's a change happening here with this Emperor guy, and it could come down to the way in which this person behaves here. What it can talk about here in your reading, like I said, it could be about the way in which this person builds, interacts here in terms of relationships. This could be friends and family as well here, guys, when you're coming in with the death card. All right. Because like I said, they do have a reputation here. It's the 10th house here, guys. I hope I'm making that quite clear here. Yeah. See, what this could say here about your person is that they're making some major changes here in your reading. There's the focus, the attention here has changed for the Emperor guy. That's what I'm getting here. See, what it can talk about here in your reading is that this person, your person here, and even yourself here, love to have fun here. Yeah, love that excitement here, guys, of getting to know people, of going out and about here. Okay, in terms of reputation, the reputation here, guys, yeah, that's changing. There's a change happening here. So what it can also talk about here, guys, is for your person and even yourself, no longer just going out for the sake of it. Yeah. You know, you do reach a point where it becomes, okay, do I really want to go out? What am I going to be doing when I go out here? I'm not saying your person doesn't go out or anything here, okay? What it talks about here in your reading is that it's like they need a reason here. A reason to go out here. Or what it can also talk about here in your reading is that doing things here that brings them enjoyment and happiness here. It could be rocking up to the movie theatre here and watching a movie, and here, just all by yourself here, and really enjoying the fact that you kind of have the movie theatre to yourself here. See, those kinds of things are coming in. Those are the changes that are happening here in terms of the death card here, guys. So what is pleasure? What is What is happiness here? What does that look like? Here in your reading, does it involve interacting with other people? Does it involve being around people, a certain social network here, certain social clique? Does happiness have to follow the status quo? Does it have to follow it that way? That's all coming in here with both those cards here in your reading. Is it about what everybody else is doing here? Because I don't think that's what's going on at this point in time. It comes down to your person just sitting there thinking here, guys, about where they're going to go here, what they're going to do when they get there, and what is that drive behind it? Why am I going there here? It's coming in that way. Okay. And what is it that I like about it? Yeah. All right, so let's keep going. That's the now here. Yeah, I really get, it's like your person pulling out a book, pulling out their journal, sitting down and putting the title on the journal here, so happiness. All right, what is it that I like to do? And then asking those serious questions. Yeah, so why do I like it? Here, how can I change it? Here, and is it about me? Here. Yeah. Okay, let's keep going here. All right, so now we're going to come in with obstacles and challenges. So you're coming in with the Knight of Pentacles here. You're coming in with the Devil card here in your reading. So once again, you're coming in with Capricorn here, guys. Okay. We already spoke about that in terms of the Emperor here, guys. And so Capricorn here in your reading, yeah, it's coming in as Capricorn is ruled by Saturn here, guys, and Saturn is actually in Aries here. Okay, let's keep going. Now the Devil card is actually your 7th house, Capricorn. Capricorn is in your 7th house of partnerships and relationships here. Okay, right, I'll talk more to that. And then you were also coming in with the Hierophant guy. The Hierophant guy is Taurus. All right, you're coming in with Venus here. And Venus is slowly moving through Gemini at this time. All right, guys. And however, Taurus is in your 11th house here of innovation, of change, of progression here, guys, technology. Okay. All right. So let's get into it, eh? So you're coming obstacles and challenges. Well, there, what I get there with the Knight of Pentacles, and you also have the Devil card here. What it talks about there in your reading is the fear. There's a fear here for your person. It does come in as stability here. It also comes in as, is it going to work here in your reading? See, what these two cards can talk about here is that for your person, they have worked hard. Yeah, they've worked hard to make things happen for themselves. This is both you and your person here. Okay, I'll come in that way. Here, Cancer. But it's taken, it hasn't kind of moved fast enough here. Especially in terms of your person's happiness. Here it does talk about, here in your reading, relationships for both you and your person never really, it's coming in as that ideal relationship here. Yeah, I want to say it wasn't quite solid. You didn't connect here with people that you were in a relationship with. It wasn't relationships where you could build upon it here. Okay, coming in with the Devil card, it does come in as patterns and habits here. Okay, unsure about where certain relationships were going to go. And I came in with those scenarios when I spoke about the Death card. All right, guys. like I said, you went out with an athlete, let's say here, okay, but wasn't too sure on how was that going to work for you. Did it align with you? Because the athlete may have been different. That may not be the best word here, guys. They may have had their own dreams, their own philosophy, their own way of life here, okay, and then there was yours, all right, guys, and so it didn't align, it didn't mesh together here. And so there would have been a hell of a lot of learning involved here, I just want to say here, guys, because once again, you're asking yourself, this is both you and your person, so what is it that I'm going to get out of this relationship here? Yeah. There may have been times here where you kind of jumped straight in there, hoping that things were going to go to plan. Like I said, you had your own ideas. The athlete, the cook, the people that I mentioned in the former, they had their own ideas here. But by saying that here, guys, when you're coming in with the devil card, what it can talk about there in your reading is the discipline to make it happen. The discipline to come in and make your dreams happen here. All right. See, what the death card is talking about here for both you and your person is there is no delay. You know what it is that you are wanting now. Okay, you're doing it in a sense. In terms of that discipline and self-control here, guys, what it talks about there, what I'm picking up here is actually happiness here, guys. Yeah. See, there is a want to build relationships, no longer holding back here. So what it can talk about there in your reading is that you're meeting people now, but it's not just a meet someone and then you don't see them again for a very long time. What I get here in your reading is that you actually try and build those relationships. Yeah. Because you are coming in with the Hierophant guy here in your reading. Yeah, of course, obstacles and challenges here, guys, but what I get there, the obstacle and the challenge here is to actually push past patterns and habits, and those patterns and habits could very well come in as self-doubt and self-confidence here, hence why you come in with the Knight of Pentacles here. Yeah, of course, it's slow-moving, and they would say it's the most committed knight in the deck here, guys, but they don't rush in, and maybe because here, guys, is self-worth and self-confidence. Still building that. Yeah. To take the chance and take an opportunity is what it talks about here in your reading. And so by coming in with the Hierophant guy here, Cancer, in terms of patterns and habits here, in terms of the 11th house, innovation in a sense here, it does come in as leadership here. See, what it can talk about for the Hierophant guy in terms of the 11th house, all right, guys, it can come in as a different kind of leadership here, not following that outdated belief system here. You know, it's like taking it to a new level here. It comes in as taking it to a new level. There is an element here of something new here, guys. You're doing it new, doing it different here. Hang on, let me just get that. It's like a freedom fighter in a sense here in your reading. Yeah, there is leadership coming in here, but it's the way in which you lead, the way in which you stick up for yourself, stand up for yourself here, guys. It's, yeah, of course, it does come in as sticking up for injustices in a sense here. Yeah. It's coming in that way. You're coming in with leadership skills like here in your reading, Martin Luther King. Yeah, how he led Here, guys, what he stood for. See, that was new. That was a new way of doing things, because it created some really big changes. And not only that, it created a huge awareness around the world, to be quite honest here. It's like that here, guys. Yeah. I'm not saying it to that extent for both you and your person here, but that way of leadership is what these cards are talking about here. That's what I'm getting here. You know, you're also coming in with someone like John Lennon and Yoko Ono and what they did here to create an awareness to affect change here. In a sense here, guys, yeah, it's what it's talking about here. See, because you're coming out of a past cycle. Your person is coming out of a past cycle here, okay? Or ending out a past way of doing things. And that may have been a program here. They can also talk about a social status, social status, social clique. Here, guys, especially coming in with the death card here. And what they are doing here, or they're going to do here, guys, is going to create some huge awareness here. And it does have to do with tradition here, in a sense, guys. All right. Let's keep going here. So let's move into the potential outcomes. So you have the Three of Cups. You were coming in with the Two of Swords. And then you were also coming in with the Knight of Cups here. It's wanting to make better choices is what I'm getting here. Yeah, especially when it comes to happiness, because we did come in with the Death card being in your 5th house here, guys. And then you also have the Devil card being in your 7th house here. So there is a hell of a lot of changes that are happening here for both you and your person here in your reading. See, this Three of Cups can come in as patterns and habits, potentially here for your person. It can also come in as friends, family here. Friends in terms of social networks, in terms of social clique. Family in terms of tradition and religion here. And then you're coming in with intimate partners, and that could really be about relationships here, guys, okay, that your person has built for both you and your person, to be quite honest here. See, it's all leading to that here in your reading, okay? So what does make them happy here is the main word, to be quite honest, the main phrase in your reading. And then you're coming in with the Two of Swords here. And so what the Two of Swords can be talking about here in your reading, it comes in as well, it actually comes in as you know the past here. It's about not wanting to go back, not wanting to rehash it here. It comes in that way, especially in terms of the Three of Cups. So you know what it's like when you go out and have a party. It comes in that way in. You socialise and you drink here. There's wanting to change that up a little bit here in your reading. I'm not saying both you and your person don't want to go out and meet with friends, but there's a difference there. There's a change that's going to happen there. Okay? See, with the Two of Swords coming in here, what it can talk about there in your reading is, I've already made my mind up. Because you come in with the Knight of Cups. And so what the Knight of Cups is talking about here for both you and your person is actually going towards each other in a sense. here in your reading is finally making the choice here. See, it comes in as I've done things for others for a very long time, coming in with the Hierophant card. Yeah, I've always put other people before me. I don't want to be doing that anymore. I want to actually start doing things for myself here. Okay, guys, now we're going to come in with the potential outcome here, the advice, excuse me. And you have the Wheel of Fortune. And so what the Wheel of Fortune can talk about here in your reading is finally choosing yourself here. See, everything that I spoke about in terms of the Three of Cups, in terms of the Death card here, all right, guys, even the Knight of Pentacles here comes in as the Wheel of Fortune here. And what it can talk about there in your reading is that that has actually been a cycle for your person, and they have been in that cycle for a very long time. Now, the steps that they are wanting to take here are purely about themselves, is what I'm picking up here in your reading. And what it talks about there by doing that here is by actually ending out the past cycle. So in terms of the Wheel of Fortune, what I said before is that your person is choosing themselves here, but more importantly here, guys, is that they're ending out the past cycle. Big changes would be happening there for your person. Huge realization, awareness, all of that's coming in here. Yeah, elevation in terms of clarity, in terms of trying to figure things out. Here, quick decision making, or in terms of quick decision making here, guys, it's not a for whim here. You know what you want. Okay, it's not about overthinking here. Okay, guys. All right, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your reading. And yeah, I'll catch you later. Bye.